What's up, JP here with my beautiful wife. So, after taking all the polls across the social media platforms, we have decided we are going to build the 1977 Celica GT, and we're going to kind of talk about what the build is going to be.
So, JP, what is the overall goal of this build?
So the overall goal for this build is to build a car that we can take not only to maybe like some road course and autocross events, but I've never built a drift car, so something that we can actually take to some drift events eventually. So that's kind of the overall goal for the car.
Yeah, I think that would be kind of fun. And then what suspension setup are you thinking about running?
So I'm going to call this build the Franken Yoda. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run a AE86 Corolla front cross member, which is going to run all the AE86 coilovers. Techno Tuning has adjustable control arms and everything, which will give us the range we need to do both road racing and drifting.
Okay. And then what engine did you decide to go with?
So originally, my big plan was going to do the 1UZ Toyota V8. After doing more and more research and just kind of overall looking into things, I decided to do a 1JZ, which is the smaller version of the supermotor. It is a 2.5 liter inline six twin turbo, but we'll be switching that to a single turbo.
Okay. And what was the reason you chose to do that engine versus the Lexus?
So a little bit lighter weight, but also because it's already boosted from the factory, so it's going to make achieving the horsepower gains that I want to achieve cheaper. This is kind of, I wouldn't call it a budget build by any means, but it's fairly budget build. Ultimately, we have the Jaguar as the road race vehicle, and it's a Jaguar, so all those parts cost a fortune. So we want to build a car that, you know, anyone could get into with, you know, under 20K in build. So that's kind of the idea behind this build.
Okay. And then what rear end and transmission and setup did you go with?
So I decided to do a MK1 Super rear end, which is the Toyota 7.5-inch rear end. They offer a ton of limited slip differentials at a fairly reasonable price. So that'll really handle the power that I want to achieve. This is not going to be by any means a super high horsepower car because it's so lightweight. So I'm going to run the super rear end 7.5, and then the transmission I'm going to do the R154 Toyota transmission. So again, this is a Franken Yoda, so it's all going to be Toyota parts. So that way, if anything breaks, I can run down to any local parts store and go get a part I need.
Awesome. Are you going to do any upgrades to the electronics for the vehicle?
Yeah, so you can run the stock 1UZ computer. They're very tunable. And for the power range that I want to achieve, I could leave the stock 1UZ alone and just use that computer. But what I've decided to do is I'm going to do a Link standalone ECU. And then I'm going to do, and I haven't figured out which brand I want to go with, but I am going to do a standalone dashboard. So that way, all the sensors, all the inputs that I want to see out on the track will be just there, built in hand on the dashboard there. So
that's kind of nice.
Yeah.
Very clean.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. And then what kind of power do you plan to achieve?
So realistic numbers would be, I'd like to see about 450 crank horsepower, give or take. So that would mean about, with all the moving components and everything, I want to see about 350 hit the ground. The car's, this rough estimate, about 1,900 pounds. So 350 horsepower to the ground is more than enough for this thing. So like I said, I don't need to achieve super high numbers with this car. And what's nice about the 1UZ motor, it's 289 horsepower stock. So there's not that big of a change to build it. And the stock internals on a 1UZ, you know, they've built these things up to 1,000 horsepower. So safely 500-600 horsepower on a 1UZ block without changing any of the internals, which keeps costs down. The motor itself is about $4,200, but overall I don't have to put a crankshaft, a rod, a pistons, anything like that. So it's going to keep the overall cost of the build way down. Yeah. So perfect. Yeah, and that's pretty much it. You know, that's pretty much the idea for this Toyota build. Things might change as I go along, I may run into issues with this or that. We do plan on doing. I've done body work in the past. I've never painted before, so kind of just a learning experience for the YouTube followers and for us is just kind of learn how to do body work, how to do paint. So we're gonna do a mini twin to the Jaguar. So the Celica is gonna get painted the same kind of dark gunmetal gray as the Jaguar. The bronze wheels will be the same. Both bonnets or hoods open the same way. They're both boosted cars, so it's gonna be kind of cool to have them parked. They'll have the same JP graphics eventually when I get the graphics done on both. So it'll be really cool to take to car shows and kind of show them off together as a pair. You can drive the Celica and I'll drive the Jaguar or whatnot, you know.
Yeah.
So.
Obviously. Yeah, because I'm not allowed to drive the Jaguar.
Oh, you're allowed to drive with me in the car.
But there was one stipulation to the Celica. Because I am going to be helping with this build, I requested that one part gets to be sparkly rose gold.
Sparkly rose gold.
Yeah.
So I told her if we can find a powder coat of sparkly rose gold, we'll do the brake calipers or something. Sparkly rose gold. That'll be the only part that doesn't match the Jaguar. Jaguar has big yellow carbon ceramic brakes. So, but yeah, that's going to be something kind of unique. That'll be her little thing. Or, you know what? We might even do a sparkly rose gold roll cage. Who knows?
Yeah,
so,
something's got to be sparkly rose gold because it's got to have my touch to it. So.
Yeah. So, anyways, guys, stay tuned. We got some wheels ordered for the Celica. We're going to be putting those on. And yeah, and so it's pretty exciting. We're excited to start building this car. You know, it'll be kind of a long project. And like I said before, we're going to have the Vader build project going on at the same time. So stick around, like and subscribe to the channel, and we appreciate you guys. See ya.
See ya.